right, let's face it, our homes are our biggest investment. We spend the most money on it, whether we own our own home or we are renting. So before we evacuate from any landfalling hurricane heading here and threatening the First Coast, we've got to protect it. What do we do? Well, here's Katie Jeffries with some advice.
This is not the time to work on getting your home storm ready. The prep should start now, before there is a storm on the horizon.
You know, you need to study your home, see what you need. You need to secure the roof. So go ahead and have the proper anchoring for that.
Note how many windows and doors you have so you can buy enough supplies. Also check on existing tools like your generator to make sure it still works.
You should inspect, make sure it's operational several times during the year, and way ahead. The gasoline, make sure the gasoline is fresh.
Supplies fly off the shelves in the days before an impending hurricane. Things like batteries, rope, tools, extension cords, garbage bags, and especially plywood. And you can't just use any plywood you find. Look specifically for outdoor plywood or marine plywood and make sure it's about 3/4 of an inch thick.
Do you see that it has no holes, no gaps in between?
You want pieces without holes so no water can seep through. With as fast as plywood will sell if there is a hurricane, Cesar Mejas says it wouldn't hurt to buy some now and store it away so you're not scrambling last minute. So I had to ask, what is the one thing people tend to forget the most? And he said actually it was water. People don't buy enough water when there's an impending storm like a hurricane. You need to have at least 1 gallon for every person in your household per day. So evaluate your home and check your supplies. Planning ahead will save you major stress in the long run and keep you storm ready.
Who's got the fur baby at the house? Lizzie does. I've got Lucy, a little Boston Terrier, and
yeah, I've got Daisy, a little pug, 13 years old, never been through a hurricane, but you want to make sure that you have the right steps taken before a hurricane comes.
Yeah,
here.
Well, the pets are so important to everybody, all right? So it can be a very stressful situation for them as well. You don't want to have them stressed, and you don't want to be stressed either as you get them ready for the evacuation as well. One of the things, obviously, having all the documents in hand and waterproof and ready to go. The Humane Society has a few more tips for us as well.
If it's not safe for you to be somewhere, it's not safe for your animal to be there. So please don't leave your pets behind. Find a place where you can bring them, take them with you, talk to a boarder or your vet about boarding them in cases of emergency, but don't leave them behind. If it's dangerous for you, it's dangerous for them.
Parents, have you talked to your kids about hurricane season? Maybe you haven't said anything yet, but our very own Laura Queso sat down with one family and they say you should always remind your kids you will keep them safe.
I'm not afraid. You don't need to be afraid of it.
Little Lindsay Knox is talking about heavy rains, wind, occasional thunder, all things often associated with hurricanes.
What happens when it rains? What is God doing?
He's feeding the plants.
Mark and Raina Knox clearly have their hands full between the singing,
Let it go!
gymnastics. Yes, Lindsay, she was hungry. But one thing they don't take lightly, hurricane preparedness for their 3 children, 3, 4, and 5. Especially for their son Matthew with special needs.
He's got a lot of sensory issues, so things, loud sounds will frighten him. The hand dryer in the bathroom will frighten him and stuff. So, you know, what you want to do is obviously have ways to distract him, something to get his attention away from it. And probably the worst thing you can do with children is let them see you be fearful.
The Department of Homeland Security recommends that parents make the situation into an adventure to ease fears.
And you can even kind of make a game of things, you know, so that they sort of think, you know, hey, tell them about the weather, tell them about, you know, what's going on and how neat it really is.
Dr. Pam Malarkey, CEO of Project SOS, a Jacksonville program helping parents make healthy choices, says Michael's technique is similar to the one her parents used when she was a child weathering a storm.
Well, I was in 2 hurricanes when I was a little girl in Rhode Island. And we helped move the furniture upstairs, and we made it into a game. My parents were wonderful. They just said, we're going to move the furniture upstairs because the water might come up, and we can go out and splash in the water.
I'm brave.
She says it's important to remember you as parents set the tone.
And include that this family is strong, and we're going to get through anything together. We love each other. Nothing's going to happen to us.
Encourage dialogue. Show extra affection. Gather the family together.
So whenever there was a hurricane or a bad storm, we would just all gather together, because I think that really gives you that comfort, and then we would just put our resources.
Raina hits on an important part of hurricane preparedness. Now here at First Coast News, we have, of course, a first aid kit. It's just one part of the hurricane emergency kit that you should have, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Not only that, but you should also have a can opener and non-perishable foods, just to name a few. Children who are prepared are more confident during emergencies and disasters. As for the Knoxes, they prepare Lindsay, Matthew, and Eric every day.
You know, obviously the lightning is frightening to children, you know, so we'll explain it to them, talk to them, and tell them what the lightning is.
And yes, kids listen. Lindsay understands lightning is powerful, but because of her parents, those streaks of light equal.
God is showing his power.
Thanks for joining us. Be prepared, and there's just a couple things please don't forget.
Don't forget, know your evacuation zone.
Know your zone and know your supplies.
Know your zone, know your supplies, know that insurance.
And also, make sure you know your home.
Got it? Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. You knew. No, stop. How? You.
I didn't know.
What is my motivation, Paul? Say again? I'm asking for my motivation.
Did y'all know there's a squirrel over my head? A squirrel. There's a squirrel.
Look in your eyes. Stand by. In 3,